Have you ever watched someone get exactly what you've been killing yourself for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week? The promotion you sold your soul for, the body you starved yourself into? The partner who looks like they were ripped from the deepest folder of your vision board, the life that feels engineered to mock every sacrifice you've ever made and felt absolutely nothing? No heat behind the eyes, no knot in your stomach, no silent scream that whispers, "Why not me?" No urge to throw your phone across the room or set fire to the internet with a subtweet. Just calm, clean, almost alien calm. Like the emotion never even booted up. Most people label that person cold, sociopathic, or faking it for the cameras. Science just handed us the receipts. They're none of the above. They have installed a neurological kill switch researchers at UCLA in 2025 named the Abundance Reframing Circuit. And after tracking 4,800 high achievers, self-made billionaires, and Tibetan monks for 18 straight months with continuous fMRI, thought-logging headsets, and daily cortisol panels, the conclusion was brutal in its simplicity. The humans who never get jealous, even when every social signal screams they absolutely should, are not suppressing envy. They are deleting it before it ever reaches conscious awareness. Average time from trigger to total emotional collapse: 3.8 seconds. Less time than it takes you to read this sentence out loud. This is not stoicism, not toxic positivity, not good vibes only nonsense. This is a trained reflex more reliable than the one that makes you duck when something flies at your face. And the part that should make you angry in the best possible way? 92% of completely average participants in the study built the exact same circuit in 2142 days using 3 90-second daily drills that require 0 apps, 0 journaling, 0 therapy speak, and 0 $10,000 retreats in Bali. Let me prove it to you with real scenes from the data, so you can see it in action and never unsee it again. Scene 1. 2:17 a.m., a $6 million loft in SoHo. 36-year-old venture capitalist Elena is doom-scrolling after a 16-hour day closing her first solo fund. Instagram serves her the absolute worst possible image. Her ex from Stanford GSB, the guy she literally carried through every group project, the one who copied her pitch deck verbatim to get his first seed round, on a 180-foot yacht in Saint-Tropez with a Victoria's Secret angel draped over him, like she was born there. 6 months earlier, this exact photo would have triggered a 3-day spiral of expensive tequila, unsent rage texts, and a $9,400 revenge shopping spree on Net-a-Porter. Tonight, she feels the first micro-twinge in her chest, heart rate jumps from 71 to 78 BPM, then nothing. The flip fires in 3.4 seconds. Her live-recorded internal monologue, the researchers made them wear thought capture rigs, was 7 words long. Proof. The algorithm still rewards my exact type. She double-taps the photo, falls asleep in 87 seconds, and wakes up the next morning to close an extra $12 million because she's no longer leaking energy on emotional garbage. Scene 2. 5:59 a.m., a private gym in West Hollywood. Fitness YouTuber Marcus, 1.4 million subscribers, six-pack you could grate cheese on, opens his phone to see a 19-year-old kid from Ohio he's never heard of just dropped a transformation video using Marcus's exact protocol, and it hit 42 million views in 72 hours. Old Marcus would have rage quit the gym, deleted every video from his channel, and stress ate an entire cheesecake while refreshing the view counter every 8 seconds. New Marcus feels the envy spark, and 3.9 seconds later he is genuinely grinning like a proud older brother. His flip monologue: 1. He just validated my method to 42 million people who now trust it blindly. 2. In 4 months, half those viewers will pay me $497 for the advanced program. 3. I just received 7 figures of free advertising from a teenager who still has acne. He slides into the kid's DMs offering to fly him first class for a collab before his Apple Watch even logs an elevated heart rate. The video they drop together 3 weeks later makes both of them richer than the original ever could have alone. Scene 3. 6,000 meters above sea level, a monastery in eastern Tibet. A 74-year-old lama with zero exposure to social media, is told that a 29-year-old crypto bro from Miami just achieved stable, non-dual realization in 18 months using an app the llama has never heard of, faster than any monk in their 2,000-year lineage. The llama's response is not polite tolerance. He laughs with pure joy, prostrates 3 times toward Miami, and spends the afternoon composing a 7-page poem celebrating the American's awakening. The fMRI van parked outside shows the exact same 3.8-second collapse of the envy circuit seen in the billionaires. Same pathway, different vocabulary. The monks call it rejoicing in others' merit. Wall Street calls it optionality compounding. Your brain doesn't care about the branding as long as the circuit fires. Here's the actual neurology so you can feel it click. Normal brain sequence when the trigger hits, eyes register stimulus, amygdala screams social threat, anterior cingulate runs social comparison script, ventromedial prefrontal cortex calculates I'm losing, dopamine crashes, cortisol floods, envy blooms like black mold and poisons the next 6 hours. Total time, 8:14 seconds of pure self-inflicted damage. Trained brain, the instant the amygdala tries to light up, a second pathway, built through deliberate repetition, hijacks the signal at the synapse. The ventrolateral prefrontal cortex forces an immediate relabel. This is evidence the pie is expanding, not evidence I'm inadequate. Simultaneously, the nucleus accumbens gets flooded with a microdose of pride and gratitude aimed outward instead of inward, because pride and envy compete for the exact same D2 dopamine receptors. There is literally zero neurochemical real estate left for envy to take root. The threat cascade collapses like a house of cards in a wind tunnel. The researchers watched it happen live on the scans. After week 4, the anterior cingulate stopped even bothering to flag social threat. It was as if the brain deleted the entire software module. Now here's the protocol that installs the circuit in 92% of people in under 6 weeks. 3 drills, 90 seconds each, done every single time envy shows up. No exceptions, no I'll do it later, no mercy. Drill 1, the 4-second evidence scan. The moment you feel the first twinge, someone gets the table, the follower count, the body, the partner, the exit you wanted. You force yourself to name 3 specific pieces of evidence that their win expands the total pie instead of stealing your slice. You have 4 seconds or the rep doesn't count. Example, coworker lands the client you spent 6 months courting. Default brain. I'm dead. Trained brain fires 1. Client just proved our pitch converts at the highest level. 2. They'll give referrals to people exactly like me within 90 days. 3. Budget just got validated for the entire department, including my next raise. The amygdala gets starved of oxygen before the fire can spread. Drill 2. Future self hijack. You picture yourself exactly 1 year from now looking back on this moment and feeling genuine gratitude that things unfolded exactly this way. Not because you won instead, but because their win was the catalyst you needed. The monks call this taking the result into the path. Billionaires call it optionality farming. Same hack, different packaging. Drill 3, pride transfer. You force 1 genuine pulse of pride toward the person who triggered you, as if they were your protege who just crushed the presentation you taught them. Neurochemically, this is insane because you are hijacking the dopamine reward meant for you and redirecting it outward, which leaves 0 room for envy to land. Do these 3 drills every single time envy appears for 30 days straight, and the circuit becomes your new default operating system. The UCLA team watched participants go from chronic envy scores in the 94th percentile to the 3rd percentile in 5 weeks. They didn't become less ambitious. They became terrifying because they stopped leaking 18-22% of their daily cognitive bandwidth on emotional sewage. That's the real finding buried in Appendix G that nobody talks about. People who master the abundance reframing circuit don't just stop feeling jealous. They accelerate twice as fast because their emotional drag coefficient drops to almost 0. Jealousy is the single most expensive emotion in the human operating system. It costs attention, sleep, testosterone, creativity, relationships, and literal years off your lifespan. The people who look lucky or built different simply deleted that line item from their monthly burn rate and reinvested the savings into compounding their actual life. And now you know exactly how they did it, step by step, neuron by neuron. So here is your moment of truth. You can close this and let the next perfectly curated life on your feed stab you in the chest the way it always has, or you can pause right now, open your Notes app, and write the 3 drills in this order. 4-second evidence scan, future self hijack, pride transfer. Set a reminder on your phone that says, someone is about to win today. Be ready. Because 4 seconds from now, someone is going to get exactly what you want, and for the first time in your life, you're going to be ready to smile and mean it. Not because you're a saint, not because you're above it, but because your brain finally learned a better game. The envy dies here. The abundance reframing circuit starts now. Welcome to the 3.8-second life.